All right, so I wanted to go ahead really quickly and look at making a quick sun study in Enscape. So first thing I'm gonna do is I've got this set back to default. So I'm gonna set this up in the visual settings and kind of get it ready to go. So first thing, maybe I'll go to 2 point perspective and kind of get this, depends on how you want to do it, but kind of get it into place. Um, And then in my view management, right, I'll come in and kind of save this maybe. So I'll create the view and I'll just call it Enscape, you know, sun, right, for quick. Um, and then um, it will come up here and you can always edit this. I'm actually going to remove save Enscape sun position, right? Um, but it doesn't really matter for this. And so the next thing I'm going to do is go into my visual settings, and I'm just going to set this to a white mode for right now. And then I'm also going to go to my sky and I'm going to turn all my clouds off because the clouds move in here when you do um, a animation. They actually go in front of the sun, which is a little crazy. And then maybe for also for the sky, I'll just put in the white background, right? So I've kind of got this guy. I guess visually, we could try to maybe pump the exposure up a little bit. Maybe take the image, pull the highlights down, maybe the shadows down a little bit. Um, you can try the auto contrast. That's a little better, right? So kind of coming in and getting this guy set up. The other thing is we don't really need this full width of this, so I can also go into my visual settings and go to output and go to custom, and I'll just make this, let's see what 800 by 800 looks like, right? So if I do this, I'm gonna have to reset it, right, the view. So there's 800 by 800. It'll probably work okay, but now I've got to come in here and kind of reset this guy, right, to where I want it. Um, get it in view, right? Um, and so now if I've got that guy set up, I can then go in and create my video. So if I go to video editor here, I can, let me go ahead and start from scratch, delete that. Yes, and delete that. So let's trash that. Yes. So I go ahead and set this. Again, I'm going to save this because it's actually set to that old position. But if I edit this and I move into position, I can sort of re-save over this guy, right? So I'm just going to save that. And then I'll go back to my video. And the first thing you want to do when you get into the video is create a keyframe. So I'm going to hit plus here, and then I'll create another keyframe, and it'll put one here and one there. And then just set your time duration up here. So I've got it set to 4 seconds. And then you pick the keyframe, which is that little triangle doodah right there, and you can set your time of day, right, for that one at 8:15. And then if you pick this one, you can set your time of day. Let's set it to PM, and we'll pull it down to like maybe 5, right there. Okay, and then my Enscape has been acting a little funny lately, but if I play it, it should, yeah, it's rolling through that, right? That sun study from that time. And then once you get that done, um, you can export that, right? And export it. And I'll just save that, right? And export it. And then it will export that video for you. And you will, it's taking it a minute to do it. It's, computer's been really slow lately, but it'll go through and export that whole thing and save it out as an MP4, and you'll have it to use. If I hit cancel here and cancel that, you can also go in. One thing that's interesting about Enscape is, I've set it to white, but you could also set it to this light view. And then if I play it, right, it rolls through and shows you how much light is falling on that based on the lux up here. So if I export that, right, I'll get this sort of interesting light view, which is actually informative to a certain extent, right? So if I export that guy, right, save it, it'll go through and export that. So probably won't take as long either because it's a little goofier. But either one of those, you know, however you want to do it, it works fine.